Have you been canceled or denied auto insurance? You have to have it. So now what? That's what we're going to help you with today. What to do if your auto insurance has been canceled or you're unable to find coverage. Start by going to quote.com. Click on their auto insurance option and then put your zip code, personal information, and they will provide you with quotes generated from many insurance providers. So maybe a provider that you haven't thought about or haven't looked for will give you an auto insurance policy. So that's one way to get started. There are a couple different reasons that you could have an insurer drop your policy. There's two separate ways. First, your policy could be canceled mid-policy, or your policy may not get a renewal. So if your car insurance is denied and you have a cancellation of your plan, it's a big deal. It will stay on your record for 5 years. And even if you're able to get insurance again, that insurance will cost more if you've gone through a lapse in coverage. You don't want to let your insurance lapse if possible. And you will be notified if your insurance is going to be suspended. And that should give you time to get a backup plan in place. The most common legal reasons that an insurance company would drop a customer would be if fraud has been committed. So if you have lied to your insurance provider, if you have said you live somewhere where you don't live. Usually people, when they think of fraud, they think of like accident fraud, where you purposely cause an accident to happen so that you can file an insurance claim and get money. And yes, that is also included, but simply not being accurate in how you represent yourself can also be considered fraud and can be a reason that a car insurance provider drops you. Another one, really common, failure to keep up with payments. You have to pay for car insurance. They don't just give it to you. So if you don't pay, your policy will be dropped. So keep up on your payments. Then we have suspension of a license due to DUI or other serious driving violations. If your license has been suspended, your insurer may not want to provide car insurance coverage for you because you are seen as a high risk. And similar to that, this last reason, too many claims filed within a short time. If you are bumping into things every time you go out driving, no insurer is going to want to take on the risk that you cause every time you go on the road. So there are things that you can do about each one of those to find coverage if you need it. Find out here, it's important to find out why you're getting declined. What is the reason that you are not able to get car insurance? And it's probably because of one of these reasons above here that we just talked about, but find out exactly why. Your insurance provider, the one who you did have insurance through, will be able to tell you why you are denied, why your plan was canceled. Here's a list of reasons your provider should never tell you as a denial or cancellation. So these are not reasons that you should be canceled. And if they tell you that this is the reason, then you have legal grounds to stand on that they should not have canceled your policy. They cannot say we are denying it because we have a reason, but we're not telling you. That's not a good reason. They can't say we're canceling your service because you want to change your limits. No, you are in charge of your policy and you can change your limits as long as they comply with what the law requires. We are canceling your policy because your recent claim was way too much. Now, filing too many claims could be a reason, but because you filed a claim that was one very expensive claim is not a reason for them to cancel your policy. We are canceling your service beginning today. No, they have to give you warning so that you have time to get something else in place. Number 5, we cannot insure you because you have been denied by another provider. Nope, that is not it. That is not an okay reason. Number 6, we cannot insure you because you previously purchased a non-standard insurance plan. These are all reasons that are not legitimate reasons to be denied coverage. We cannot insure you because your credit rating is too low. Now, credit rating does factor in, but it cannot be a reason for you to be denied coverage. We cannot insure you because you are not paying the premium in full. You can pay monthly. You do not have to pay an annual premium annually. You can spread that out each month. And 10, we cannot insure you based on your driving record, but we cannot disclose the details. No, they have to tell you exactly why you're being denied. So those are not okay reasons. The reasons that were listed above, those are legitimate reasons, but these 10 that I just read, that's not an okay reason. Having a DUI, that is a common reason. A lot of times that will lead to a license suspension, and it will also lead to losing your insurance because you're viewed as a high risk. III.org is an excellent resource for drivers. They have here, is it legal to drive without insurance? No, it's not legal to drive without insurance. Almost every state requires you to carry minimum auto insurance. So if your insurer has suspended your policy, has canceled your policy, you can't drive. You can't just say, well, I don't think they should have, so I'm going to drive anyway. You have no insurance. You cannot be on the road. It's illegal. And then we have here, this is from the National Highway Traffic Safety, NHTSA. They have here different ways that alcohol and how much of it affects you. So at 0.02, now that is often the legal limit for somebody that's underage, because underage you're not supposed to have any alcohol at all legally. You may have some loss of judgment, relaxation, slight body warmth, altered mood. Now if we scoot down to 0.8, that is the legal limit in every state. And this is what, once you get to 0.8, this is how you're affected. Muscle coordination becomes poor, balance, speech, vision, reaction time, and hearing. It's harder to detect danger. Judgment, self-control, reasoning, and memory are impaired. And that's why you shouldn't be driving drunk. And that's why if you're caught driving drunk, you'll have your license suspended, because you have proven that you are too high of a risk to be on the road, that you could not stop yourself from driving when you're impaired, after drinking enough to make yourself impaired. And then car insurance providers will often drop you after that. So what do you do if your car insurance has been canceled or you are not able to find insurance? What can you do? First of all, learn from your mistake. Learn from your mistake. Just because one company has denied you doesn't mean all will. And that's why I said go to quote.com. Type in your information. It's going to ask you information about your driving history, and then you'll get quotes, many quotes sent to you. And there may be an insurer that will take on your risk even if you have been denied from other insurance companies. Number 2, understand that you will have to pay higher premiums. Having your license suspended or having a lapse in your insurance puts you in a higher risk category. So understand that you will have to pay higher premiums. Now this graphic here shows driving behaviors most likely to annoy or offend drivers. These are annoying behaviors, but they're also dangerous behaviors. And if you participate in these, you will increase your risk of being involved in an accident and could increase your risk of being denied insurance coverage. Texting takes your eyes off the road. Tailgating doesn't leave enough space between you and the vehicle in front of you, so you're more likely to get into a rear ender because you can't react fast enough to them. Occupying the passing lane without moving. We have probably all been on the highway when someone's just tooting along in the passing lane, and we know how annoying that is. Passing lanes for passing. Changing lanes without signaling. Multitasking. If you're multitasking, you're not giving any task the attention it deserves. Driving well below the speed limit. It's very annoying, also a traffic hazard. Straddling 2 lanes. That's dangerous. You're taking up the space of the road that could accommodate 2 cars all to yourself. Speeding. That's dangerous. Increases your risk of being involved in an accident. Honking. Not letting others merge. Not giving a gesture of thanks. Someone lets you in, give them a little wave. Inching closer to the light when red. Those are annoying habits, but also habits that can increase your risk of filing a claim because of being in an accident. Here we have, look for protection companies that specialize in non-standard policies. These companies are willing to take on high-risk drivers, new drivers, and drivers who own vehicles that do not meet the insurance standard requirements. So maybe you're looking in too general of a marketplace and you need a little bit of a more niche plan. Look for state insurance or joint underwriting association plans. There are assigned risk pools in each state so that drivers that cannot find insurance on the regular competitive marketplace can still get the coverage they need. Now, these plans are not ideal. They are more expensive. They do not offer full coverage, but you can get the minimum requirements your state requires. Even if you have a terrible driving record, you're just going to need to be willing to pay for it. It's going to come from an assigned risk pool. That's what it's called, but every state has one. So you will be able to find auto insurance. You should use that as a last resort though. That shouldn't be the first thing you go to. So how do you fix your high risk status so that you can get the best insurance rates? Now, this is key. Pay your premium on time. Number 1, pay your premium on time. Number 2, volunteer to brush up on your driving skills. Take a defensive driving course. Number 3, be a good driver. Don't get into accidents. Don't commit traffic violations. And number 4, drop the SR22 as soon as you can. If you've had a DUI, you may have to file your insurance with an SR22. It's a proof of insurance. As soon as you can get that off of your insurance plan, get it off. You'll be required to have it for a certain amount of time. As soon as you can get rid of it, get rid of it. It's gonna look better on your record. So head on over to quote.com. See if you can get quotes in the competitive marketplace. That's what we specialize in. You're going to see something like this. When you go to quote.com, this is what it's going to look like. And you can see that you can choose several different options. If you're looking for auto insurance, you're going to click the auto insurance option. Then you're going to go down here to compare rates. It's going to walk you through several questions. You're going to answer them, and then you're going to get a lot of quotes from a lot of insurance companies that you can compare and see which one is best for you. So if you're having trouble finding insurance, start there. See if you can find an insurer that will give you coverage. If not, there are other options available that we talked about.